Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best 3/4 tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, coming at you with an important topic on IVs for PvP. One of the questions I always get asked, specifically around the Master League, is should I pair up this Pokemon that's a 14, 13, 14, or 13, whatever? And my response is usually yes, because for me, the matchup is always more important than the IVs. And now I want to confirm that with simulations in the Master League, but I also want to show you that perhaps that in the Master League, what I would give as an answer for the Master League is not what I would give for the Great League, and I'm going to show you why right here. So let's start with the Great League. And what I wanted to do was, I'm building up a Sableye right now. I have a Sableye that I built that was level 40 before XLs were a thing. And now I have one that's basically rank 1. So I want to see, like, what is the difference between a rank 1 Sableye and the 40 that I already have built up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Sableye. We're going to maximize its stats. This was a 3, 14, 15, level 48. We're going to add it there. Then we're going to add in the other Sableye, just going maxed level 40. So 15, 15, 15. So what you're going to see here is I'm now going to run it against the meta, Great League meta, and I'm going to maximize the stats for the opponent here. And what you're going to see right off the bat is you pick up a win against Bomb Snow with the extra bulk. And when I say bulk, I mean the extra. Someone called me out this properly last time. When I say bulk, I mean it's not that it's bulkier, it's that its stats across the board are higher, right? Because 8 levels higher, you're expected that despite having a lower attack, you're probably going to have overall higher attack, defense, stamina because of those 8 additional levels. And that might not be true about the attack because of the 0 versus 15, but for the most part, across the board, you will be more buffed up. So now we go into the rest of these matchups. You pick up a Dugong matchup. You already had Frostlass. I think this is something I don't want to talk about breakpoints and bulk points because I'm not 100% positive around all the statistics around it and why it matters. But in this match, I was looking at the simulation. It's because in the 15, 15, 15, you get to throw first. But in the 3, 14, 15, you don't get to throw first. So that's why there's a bigger difference in the second Sableye there. But either way, you still win the match. You pick up Galvantula, so that's 3. If I remember here, safe across the board. Scrafty is another one of those things where you flip the matchup here, you end up going from a loss to a win. And it has something to do, again, with the breakpoint attack. So that's, and then there's 2 more in the back end here that you pick up. And that just goes because I just ran this and I had to retape this. So it's Vigoroth and Whiscash, right? So there is 5 pickups and we'll call it 1 loss there. And there's 55 matchups here. And I'm just trying to eyeball it. So it looks like you had, I'm trying to look at the 15, 20-ish. So it looks like you had about 20-ish straight up wins together. So you had 20 wins together and then you picked up a difference of 5. So you essentially added another 25% wins by doing the Excel difference. And for me, and I'm going to show you another simulation here of why that matters so much and for that, but not so much for something where the difference between the top and the bottom is not such a difference. So look at this. So we're going to maximize a Swampert. So Swampert maximized is 0, 14, 14. Okay, so let's maximize that. Level 19. You then come here and do Swampert again. If I can type Swampert. And let's just throw in, let's just say you didn't know I have IV, so now you have a 14, 15, 14. Okay, so that's 17 and a half. So that's 1.5 levels different there. So now we're going to run the simulation and take a look at see if there's any significant changes there. So immediately off the bat, nothing there, nothing there. We are running through, and this is sort of what I expected from this. Okay, so there's 1 slight difference in the Melmetal matchup, but it's given right back in the Munchlax matchup because I guess you now win CMP there. So we're net 0, and still net 0, still net 0. Okay, there's 1 on Skarmory. You now pick up the mirror match in Swampert because you win CMP, which is big. So we'll call that, we'll call it kind of have a half of one. And then so there's the Wizcast matchup. So there's only 2, maybe 1.5 to 1, depending on how you call that Swampert matchup, right? So, and that's the thing. The difference here is only 1.5 levels, as opposed to the Sableye, which is 8 levels. So it's the same for Ultra League, if you're doing those calculations. So for Great League and Ultra League, my recommendation is, if the difference between your current IVs and the maxed out IVs is between 6 to 8 plus levels, then I think it's worth going for the rank 1, because you do flip enough matchups to make a significant difference, as opposed to these ones where, let's say like a Swampert, where it's only like 1 level difference. Sometimes they're like half a level difference. Then it's just more matchup dependent. So you don't flip enough matchups for it to matter, in my opinion. So now we're going to go to Master League, because Master League is what I get asked about all the time. So let's look at Dialga. So we're going to look at a Hundo Dialga first. I'm then going to put a Dialga in at 13, 13, 13. And then I'm going to put a Dialga in at like 12, 11, 12. Just numbers off the top of my head. 12, 11, 12. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to throw in the Meta League, the max stat production, and we're going to go to the beginning. And so immediately, obviously, the mirror match. Not having that Hundo, you are going to lose the mirror match. But let's go through the rest of them. You're winning the ones you're supposed to win. You're losing the ones you're supposed to lose. Nothing has changed here. Nothing has changed across the board here. Still no change. And we're at the ending, and there's nothing that has changed. And let's go to the Zero Shield, because some may argue that the Dragon Breath damage is just too much. So let's go through here. And again, so you lose a bit more going down to the 12 on Excadrill, but it's already lost anyway, so it doesn't matter. You're not going to win that matchup. And then we're going across here. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And I'll do something. I'll run something else that's not a Dialga, just to show you that it's not just the Dragon Breath damage. So we're going to go Giratina Origin, because this is the one that I have, where I have what do I have? Let me just put mine in just to see how many matchups I am losing by having a terrible IV one here. And I think it's like a 12, 11, 13 or something like that. It's not good. So let's put that in. Throw this here. We're in the Zero Shield. Okay, let's do the zero shield first, and then we'll do the 1 shield. But as you can see so far, losing the ones you're supposed to be losing. Again, Giratina matchup, obviously Hundo will make a difference. But for the most part, okay, Landorus is the first one here. So you went from a win to a slight loss. And then across the board, no changes, no changes, no changes. So there you go. You do lose a little bit of bulk. So like you see like Zekrom 369, there's 352. So you lose by a bit more. But this is essentially what I have always thought in Master League. The Master League Classic, specifically Classic, where there's no sort of level advantage, right? You're always going to be level 40, or if you're going to best buddy 41, but we'll ignore that for analysis purpose. When you're at the same level, the IVs are not going to significantly alter your matchups. And as you've seen here, they almost never alter your one-on-one matchups. So from that perspective, I always say, yes, if you have the Pokemon and you don't think it's going to be back in Raise anytime soon, and you want to build it up, you have the candies, you have the dust. For me, it's always about the Pokemon and the team comp far more than the IVs. The flaw in this analysis, and I know this is a flaw, is these little, like as you can see, you're losing the matchups by a little bit more. So what this doesn't take into consideration is how much that additional damage will affect other matchups, right? So if you are in the, like this is a loss, I'm going to go see if I have a win that lowered my significantly here. But no, these are all pretty big wins. Lugia is a bit more. But I'm trying to see if there's even like a significant difference in any of these. There's not. Right now, there's not. So Lugia is maybe the biggest one I can see. Um, so in the Lugia one, you went from a 603 to a 579 win. So let's actually run the simulation here to see the difference in HP that's left over here. So in the 609 one, generating, sorry, it's slow generating, you are left with, ooh, this is very slow, and that's 8 times speed, so I think it's just slow based on the system. So you're left with 49 HP, and then in this one, you are left with, as we run the simulation here, it's being very slow. I think it's to make sure the screen recording going on and the OBS going on. So what I say, 49 and 37. So you drop like 12 HP. So what that's going to show overall, so what this analysis won't show is that sort of difference. So like you're going to lose some HP, 12 to 20 HP here and there in different matchups, and that will affect your other matchups, right? Because now perhaps a Dialga or something coming in, not Dialga because that's an obvious one, but maybe something coming in like a Kyogre that would have taken like 2 or 3 more surfs to take you out can now take you out with less surfs. So obviously it's better to have that bulk and it will affect other matchups. But for me personally, in the ending, it does not matter as much. And it's specifically like how long Dialga and Palkia were out of raids for what, a year and a half outside of the Go Fast last year? Like if you are sitting on a Pokemon that you do not think is going to be back for a year, for me personally, it's not worth just benching it if you have the candies and you have the deaths and you're willing to make the investment and you want to make that push and you think it works on a team for you. So for me, it's worth it. So to recap, Great League, Ultra League, if the difference in levels is like 6 to 8, I think you pick up enough wins that it's worth going for the XL. If it's like 1.5 or lower, I don't think it matters too much for the IVs overall. Master League, same thing. You will lose HP here and there, which may affect like the back end matchups. So I'm not saying that it doesn't make a difference, but for me, team comp and the Pokemon are far more important than having the Hundo IVs. So if you're going to come to me and ask, should I power up this 13, 14, 13, whatever Pokemon for the Master League, I'm going to say yes, because the Pokemon and team comp is far more important than the Hundo IVs. So hope that helps. I hope that you found that helpful. Sorry, Bradley, I'll answer you in 1 minute. Thanks for watching. Any specific questions? If someone below knows the specifics about like breakpoints and bulk points and how that matters in these matchups, like let me know, because I do want to know more about that. But otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll get back to my Pokemon teams next week as I'm trying to push the leaderboard, and I will see you guys